Welcome to Echoes and Wings Africa channel, where we strengthen love, faith, and roots in just a few minutes. We help couples to rediscover balance in love, parenting, and career growth. We share practical tips and wisdom to help your family stay rooted in strong values to achieve your dreams. In the village of Tamale, there lived a couple, Abdullah and Fatih. They were known for their laughter, but behind closed doors, storms raged and war were fought. Abdullah wanted respect but never showed love. Fatih wanted love but never showed respect. One day, an old wise woman named Amma visited and gave them a pot with two handles. She said, "This pot will hold together your joy if you each hold your handle." Abdullah tried to hold both handles and broke it. Fatih tried the same and it shattered again. Finally, they learned if they each held their side, love and submission, the pot of joy stayed full. From that day, they worked in harmony and their home overflowed with peace. The Bible says in Ephesians 5:25 and 22, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Wives, submit yourself to your own husband as you do to the Lord." And there is an African proverb that says, "If two fish swim together, one does not get lost." When love and submission flow together, marriage becomes a river of unity, not a battlefield of control. Yet many couples today misunderstand these divine principles. Love is not dominance and submission is not weakness. They are complementary forces, each sustaining the other to build a godly harmony at home. Now let us look at these two key divine principles and see what God intended them for. Number one, love is sacrificial, not selfish. A husband's love should mirror Christ's love, not self-serving but self-giving. To love is to serve, protect, and to prioritize the well-being of your wife and family. True love doesn't demand, it gives. When a man's love is sacrificial, his wife blossoms in confidence. She doesn't submit out of fear but out of trust. When a husband helps, listens, and leads gently, he becomes the reflection of God's care and tenderness. Love without sacrifice is just affection, but love that sacrifices builds a kingdom at home. Number two, love speaks the language of value. Love is not proven in grand gestures alone, but in daily actions that say, "You do matter to me." Every woman wants to feel valued, not just as a partner, but as a person. A loving husband uplifts, appreciates, and never uses harsh words to destroy. Love that is silent dies in assumption. Love that speaks life grows in affection. A home filled with appreciation becomes too warm for pride to live in. Number three, submission is strength under wisdom. Submission is not slavery, it's strategic cooperation. It means respecting your husband's role as a leader while still being a voice of counsel and wisdom to your husband. In many homes in Africa, a wise woman is often called the pillar. She doesn't compete with her husband, she complements him. Submission is knowing when to speak, when to support, and when to pray for your husband and your family. When a woman submits with grace, she doesn't lose her voice, she amplifies her peace. Number four, submission invites divine order. Every structure thrives under order. Even heaven operates by divine alignment. When a wife honors her husband's leadership and the husband honors her as a partner, God's order flows freely. Confusion enters homes when both try to be the head or both refuse to lead. Therein, God cannot pour his blessings in the order he has designed. Love and submission are not competitions. They are covenants. One responds to the other. When love leads, submission flows. When submission flows, love deepens. Here's an activity for you. Sit facing each other. And then, husband, say this to your wife. One way I can love you better is fill up that blank space with the very act of love that you believe you can express to your wife. Now, wife, say this. One way I can support and respect you more is put that one thing at the end of this sentence that you believe will support and bring respect to your husband. Write this down and practice them this week. Small acts of obedience to this principle will create a discipline that will result into lasting harmony in your home. My friend, in marriage, love without submission becomes chaos, and submission without love becomes bondage. But when both dance together, like Abdullah and Fatih holding their two handles, it carries joy that overflows. Remember, if two fish swim together, one does not get lost. When husbands love deeply and wives submit gracefully, marriage becomes not a battlefield anymore, but a testimony of God's beautiful design. Thank you.